The shaking just stopped. You are standing on a beach, the sand looks exactly the way it did a moment ago, and if the fault that just moved is the one lying offshore, you have about 10 minutes. Nothing out here is going to tell you that. No siren, flat water, an ordinary sky. So you do the reasonable thing. You wait to find out. That is the decision that kills you. A tsunami warning is a message. It has to be detected, computed, issued, and carried to you. And for a fault just off your coast, that chain is slower than the water. If the fault under the Pacific Northwest goes, the wave is expected on the Oregon and Washington shore in 15 to 20 minutes. Some coasts get under 10. California's guidance does not hedge. Do not wait for an official tsunami warning. The alert is not a warning. It is a confirmation, and it arrives after the thing it confirms. And then the sea leaves. Not a tide going out. The water line walks away from you, hundreds of yards of it, wet sand where the shallows were, rocks nobody on this beach has ever seen, fish flat on the bottom still moving, a reef bare in the open air. Everyone on the beach starts walking toward it. They are not being stupid. It is the strangest thing any of them will ever see, and nothing is chasing them. Here is what that empty seabed actually is. A tsunami is not a wall that shows up. It is one wave, miles long from front to back, with a high half and a low half. When the low half reaches shore first, the sea drains away. The United States Geological Survey puts it exactly that way. The first part of the wave reaching the local shore is a trough, which appears as the sea receding far from shore. So the water pulling back is not a sign that a tsunami is coming. It is the tsunami. You are standing inside it on the empty half, and the other half is right behind it. And now the part that ruins the plan of watching for it. About half the time, the trough does not arrive first. The crest does. The water never pulls back, never bears the bottom, never warns anybody. It simply rises. So the famous sign, the one you were going to watch for, is a coin flip. You cannot build an escape on it. You turn around and go for the car. Roads and bridges have just been through the same earthquake you have. California's evacuation guidance is 3 words on this. Go on foot and do not plan on outrunning it. In deep water, a tsunami moves faster than a jet. In the shallows, it slows to 20 or 30 miles an hour, and that is the speed it comes up the beach at. It also has no face, nothing to duck under, nothing to ride over. Emergency guidance calls it more like a debris-filled, flooded river than a wave. The sea arriving as a flood, carrying everything it has already taken apart. So, the siren is late, the empty beach is a coin flip, and the water is faster than you are. What is left is one number. Count the shaking. That is the entire protocol, and it is stranger than it sounds, because it means you decide before there is anything to see. California says it in a single line. Count how long the earthquake lasts. More than 20 seconds of very strong shaking in a coastal hazard zone, and you go. 20 seconds. Not a wave, not a siren, not an empty beach, a duration. And if you are on the sand or in a harbor and you feel an earthquake at all, no matter how small, you move inland or up. Go to a real place, not just away. 100 feet above sea level or 2 miles inland. If you cannot get that far, get as high as you can, because every foot up and every foot inland is worth something. If there is nowhere to go, the 3rd floor of a strong building or higher. That is a last resort, not a plan. Then you stay there, and this is where people who did everything right still get taken. The waves keep coming. The gap between them runs from 5 minutes to 2 hours, and the first one is usually not the biggest. They can keep arriving for 8 hours or longer. So the hour when the water has gone back out and the street is quiet, and somebody wants to check the house, that hour is still inside the event. You go back when officials say the all clear, not when the ocean looks finished. There is an island off Sumatra, 40 miles from where one of the largest earthquakes ever recorded began. It had no warning system, no sirens, no alert. And about 20 minutes. What it had was a word for this, carried in a poem since a wave took the island generations earlier. The word meant this: strong shaking, then the water leaves, so run for the hills. The ground shook, the sea pulled back, and around 80,000 people went uphill on foot without being told. 7 died, run it back. The ground goes on the coast, and you count. Past 20 seconds you are moving on foot before anything looks wrong. If the sea walks out and bears the bottom, you do not follow it. That is not the warning before the wave. That is the wave. 100 feet up or 2 miles in, and you stay through the quiet hours until somebody official says it is over. 80,007. That is what one word was worth. Could you survive? Now you could,